DREADites. It's always morning, right? So I figured I'd just on and did a little stream on the Taki Tiki, and now we're here. So it was the first time I decided to go over there to look and see about streaming. I had access to it, which was great. So I figured I'd try it out. We had a lot of people come and go. So tonight, now that we're done with that one, I figured we'd come over here and hang out with you guys on the good old YouTube. And we did have a nice little chat with myself about haunted attractions, and wow, I'm in the middle of nowhere. So anyway, haunted attractions and the etiquettes that a lot of people don't abide by. It's unwritten rules. The first one we have is the etiquette of the corporate persuasion. We don't like it when they just cram us in there and we spend all this money to see however many houses and we only see a few houses because we're too busy waiting in line for 2 hours or more. So who wants to do that? It's not as fun. And I know people have been resorting to buying season passes so that way they can go multiple times and have the opportunity to see all the houses at least once. I still think that's not a fair shake on their part, because you're paying more money for a season pass versus, the ticket. You should be able to get in and see everything that ticket provides you in one night. Calling out the corporate ones over in Orlando that do that. I have not been to Cali to know if they do the same thing over there. But yeah. Sinida? I hope I'm saying it right. Welcome. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So yeah, I have an issue with being pushed through like a herd of animals, and you never really get a chance to see the sights of the haunted attraction because there's too busy going move along, and there's too many people in front of you to move along. So after waiting in line for 2 hours for one house, and then they rush you through it, I don't really appreciate that. I don't think they respect your time or money. So we haven't been to that one in a couple of years. The other etiquette, which falls in line with this, is spacing. Tanab Dave, hey, welcome. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions if you have any. So, spacing. There's a reason why they hold you at the line to space you out, because they want you to experience each room on its own. Meanie, we'll just call you Meanie. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. Yes, I have a question. Where are you going? I'm going to the next site I'm surveying. So, we'll just put it that way. I appreciate your question. I just can't be very specific. So when it comes to spacing, sometimes we'll split you up, right? Because there's too many people in a group. So what happens is when you have too many people in a group, somebody's always upset because they didn't see the scare, or the room had already done its thing. Meanie, yes, Meanib, call you medium. I don't mind driving. I'm used to driving. I drive a lot. I can do about 1,000 to 1,500 miles in a week, if that makes any sense whatsoever. That's how much I drive, yes. So anyway, so sometimes the room starts with the presentation of the scare, and not your whole group hasn't come in yet. So then those in the rear get a chance to see nothing, which is why we like to space you out. Speaking of spacing out, there's also a reason why we space you out in between people, is so you're not walking up on somebody and losing out on the scare. We want you to appreciate and get scared in each room that is set up for that. We want you to be suspicious of the room that you're in or the area that you're walking through, and never know when it's going to be coming at you. And when you do get the scare, we want it to be authentic. So not, hey, I just saw this guy pop out and do, you know, whatever they did. And they haven't done it to me yet. Because we think you're part of the group. And as a scare actor, it's hard to pinpoint who to grab. And when I say grab, I don't mean physically grab, it just grab your attention. So we try to, you know, hit somewhat the middle, but not always complete middle, and not always the front, not always the end. We try to figure out whereabouts to do that to get, you know, the most amount of people at the same time in the group. So if you have too many people, we lose you, and we don't want to lose you like that. We want you guys to have a good time. You're a very good person. Oh, thank you. Keep it going, bro. I appreciate it. Stevie Mac, what's going on? Am I driving to Fred's house? Yes, I'm gonna go get Fred and give him what for. So, you know, spacing is very vital. If you're going too slow, you're gonna have people up on you. If you're going too fast, you're gonna be coming up on people. So, gotta keep a nice steady pace. You know, you can slow down sometimes, you can speed up sometimes. So if you feel like you're going too fast, because Death Dealer and I have done the same thing. We've gone too fast sometimes. And we've caught up to other people, you know, and media nights are always fun with that because, you know, everybody's trying to get some film, everybody's trying to get this recording for that. And you know, when it comes to that, you're trying to be polite. And, you know, so sometimes you'll stick around a little linger in the room. There's one video that we did do where we lingered a little bit longer than we wanted to, but we also wanted to give the people in front of us a little bit of time. And as soon as we started hearing some people behind us, we started moving a little bit so we weren't disrupting them also. We didn't want to compound the distraction for the scare actors. So that's why it's vital. When we split you up, do not, and I mean do not, wait for your group that we split you up from. Because you're just, I guarantee you're going to have a bad time. And when you do that, you know, you can't blame the house for messing up your good time because you didn't abide by the rules of, hey, you guys go first and then we'll send your friends through next. And that's usually what we find. We find people coming out of there going, well, that wasn't fun. Well, yeah. It's because you guys didn't respect the house rules and you basically lost out on all the fun. Had you respected it and kept your spacing and not regrouped, you would have had a good time. And we've heard, you know, comparisons. Oh, this is better than such and such place. This corporate place or that corporate place, you know. And it's nice for us to hear that. We appreciate that. We love that. But at the same time, people have done that are actually appreciating the house for what it is and keeping the spacing and able to get the scares from each scare actor that's set up to that. Some of them are set up to distract you. Some of them are set up for a story. So some of, so you kind of have to figure out your spacing. So, we figured out your spacing in the first place. So as you come through, you get your scene, you get this, you get that, you get your jump scare, and you move on. Sometimes you'll get a laugh. So it all depends on how we set up the room. And each house will be in accordance to how they do it. Usually we redo each house every year to a new setup, so you're not running through the same thing. We have people that run through our houses every weekend. I'm at home with my family, and my family all have been sick for over 2 weeks. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Hopefully you guys all recover and not keep passing it back and forth to each other. Hopefully, 2 weeks is where you guys are now on the full recovery side. I appreciate you're here to listen. So thank you for that, and hopefully I can distract you from everybody being sick, and you guys can, are on the mend. What else were we talking about? So the spacing. Oh yeah, we've had some people that have come through that were totally fun. They were having fun, we had fun with them, and they were memorable. There was one family that came through, and Dad played it up real good, and I think at one point in time, he stopped playing it up real good, because he was like, boy, let's go, I'm going to hold your hand, and you're going to come with me, and I'll protect you, don't worry about it. But it got to the point where he told his wife, and she was carrying one of their kids, and they had 3 children with them. So 2 little ones were walking, and the one was in her arms, and something about grabbing her, grab my hand, and she's like, I'm already holding the baby and a kid. She's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't. And he's like, all right, I'll grab whoever's hand. And again, we listen to cues, so we know who's where and at what time, so we can jump in. How far is my place from Bennington Beach? I don't even know where Bennington Beach is to tell you. I'd have to look it up one day, but I wouldn't be able to tell you right now. I had surgery one time and I got appendicitis. Ouch. Well, I'm glad you're past that. Hopefully, like I said earlier, I'm hoping you guys get past this sickness that's in the house. Josh, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. So they were fun. I did hear one of the parents say one of the children's name. So I started calling out the children's name, and then they said the other one. So I waited a little bit because of where I'm at. I can kind of like see over everything, but most people don't even notice that I'm standing there, even though they could look up and see over the walls and possibly see me. I'm not always on the stage either. Cougar Man, what's going on? So I'm not always up there where you would be able to just spot me right away. But there's so much going on that you wouldn't even think to look up where I'm at unless you knew where I was or knew to look in that direction. That being said, I'll call out over the walls, once I know a person's name, and I I know where they're at the time of the house. So I'll aim in that direction and yell at them saying, you know, hey, Susan, you know, I can still see you and stuff like that. There's been times where I know when they walk out of the end of our actual section, and then the rest of the volunteer scare actors take over the rest of that section. There's like a little paved walkway, and when they get there, I'll yell out their name again, you know, that I can still see them. And it just freaks them out because they're hearing their name. You know, like, how did this person even know my name? You know, and it's even funnier is because I'm paying attention way before they get into the house, so I can hear a name and then call them out. I've got no issue with the creators that made the video, because again, you know, we get access to certain things and we're supposed to hype up and show how much we like a place. You know, and I truly show how much I actually do like a place, and I'll tell you if there's a problem or not. And usually what I like to do is also give the feedback to the place and say, hey, look, this is where I see a problem. This is where I think, you know, like an area might be too dark. It doesn't fit with the setup, or like one of the ones, there was a ramp and the ramp was a little sharp, plus it was wet, so we were slipping, and it wasn't sharp, it was steep is what I meant to say. So the ramp was steep and it was a little wet, so coming out of the house and into the field, you had a little slip, and it was like the little whoopsie-doo. So with that, you know, you tell them, hey, look, you know, this and that. And you might need to take care of this. But usually, a lot of places I go back because I like them. They're good. So, and if I don't get access to media night, I'm not worried about it. I still will go and attend them. If I do go get media passes and I attend them there, I go back again if I can. Like right now, I'm still working on the schedule for the rest of the year, trying to figure out who we didn't hit, so we can hit the ones we didn't hit. And at the same time, we can go back to the ones we did hit on other nights that are open for us to go. And we have we also have whatchamacallit, we've got new nights. Tix, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. So, yeah, there's the Busch Gardens and SeaWorld, Tampa and Orlando. The Hollow Scream there, they did a double park season pass. So Death and I got that, so we can go back several times. So we're going to try to go back as much as we can, when we can, to those. I plan on going back and getting some night roller coaster footage. We did go back another time with Tiny Giant and myself, and one of these slings for the cameras, the mounts, we had a little mishap and it broke, so we didn't get a chance to record. I'm trying to record with the ghost camera. Am I a truck driver? No, I'm just the driver. Garrett, what's going on? Do I have any piss jugs? No, I don't. I learn to go before I leave, and then I go again when I get to the location I gotta go, or at least close by. So it's not a problem. You get how much for what? Scare acting? Right now we're at a place that it's all volunteer. So we volunteer our time, our props, our staging, I guess you would say. So there's a lot of stuff that we're doing, all for volunteer. It all goes to charities and a good cause, so we collect no money. So yeah, the place we volunteer, like I said, has multiple charities that they get donated to, so we help out the local community, and we've been doing it like that for several years. I don't think I've ever, now that I think about it, every time I've done it was all for free. What state? We're in Florida. But I also, you'll see on my channel and Files of Horror, we have video of media nights for a lot of the houses. Is it hot? Well, right now it is currently 76 degrees. Currently. Yeah, it gets really hot down here, and it's all humid, which is what makes the heat worse. What was it like? I want to say like last month it hit like 103. It was pretty hot. There was a couple months ago it was real hot. It was the hottest it's ever been in the area. If I recall, one of the towns, it was the hottest it's ever been in recorded history. So talk about a record breaker right there. But yeah, we trying to think what else. Yeah, so between the two channels, I even have 360 camera work going inside the haunts. Right now I'm working on getting some of the 360 camera work into shorts of quite a few of the houses and get that stuff posted up. Tix, thank you for subscribing. Frank, what's going on? How old am I? Old enough. I'm up there. I've been around for a while. How's that? So yeah, we got some shorts set up. Gonna go to Insta and TikTok and trying to push a few of these houses again that I like. There's a few houses that I like that I haven't been able to go to, and there's some new houses I haven't been to that I'm trying to work in on our schedule. But yeah, trying to remember. So between doing our house and everybody else's house, Cougar Man, I'm back. Yeah, I didn't realize you guys lost signal, but I've been streaming this whole time. How many more houses before Halloween? You know what's funny is I'm gonna be hitting it looks like I'll be hitting 2 more houses after Halloween. What do I do in my free time? My free time is between playing video games and editing, creating videos, editing them, going to locations. I've got another sister channel which is drones, so it's FPV Dread. They're all linked on the channel, on the main page. Do I spend more time on the haunted houses than I do my own? When it comes to editing, yes, I record a lot more than I do my own. Obviously, when I do my own, I'm not in the house, so my house is missing myself, so I can't walk through and also do my part of the spiel. Tick says I play Call of Duty. Yeah, I do Call of Duty. I'm a first-person shooter type guy. So Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Dead Island. I've seen you have a ton of footage from these haunted houses. I gotta catch up. Yeah, please do. Please, when you guys check these out, please comment. Unlike a lot of the YouTube vloggers, they'll go and make one video for that one particular event. And on the one side, I feel like it's a disservice because you can watch them and maybe see enough that, all right, cool, I don't feel like I missed out, or it's a one and done, right? So, and I've told this to the places that I like to do. I'll do one house if they have multiple houses, so I'll do one house, and I'll push that out, and then give it a little bit of time as I mix up all the different events, different places that we go to. I'll mix them all up, so that way you're not watching the same thing over and over again, or the same place over and over again. I see you had a video where you had your mom in the thumbnail. Yes. Yeah, she was in there. That was the day that Death Dealer was sick. So Mom took her place and went with me to Fear Reach. And Fear Reach Scream Park is one that I had seen and only recently heard about. So we went last year, and we were trying to go for media night last year, but we ended up with the hurricanes, and I ended up not being able to go because we were busy trying to fix our house, because we got destroyed last year. Well, we ended up going to Fear Reach Scream Park at the end of the year, or at the end of the season, and they allowed me to record and everything as if it was media night, and we had a good time. So last year, you'll see that, and then we loved it. And we got media night access this year, so we went, and like I said, Mom filled in for Death because she wasn't feeling good. Does she go to a lot of these haunted houses? Well, she's the matriarch of our haunted house. So wherever she goes, we go. Now, some of these media nights, they only allow so many people in. So when I can, I try to bring her with. I've always been an opposite of a third-person shooter type gamer. Hey man, not everybody's got their own unique style, which is what's beautiful about this place. How much for rent? What do you mean, how much for rent? Ticks, I'm not understanding that one. Are you talking about rents, like to live here in general? That's awesome having a mom into horror like that. Yeah, yeah, we have a good time. Yeah, rent on here, depending where you're at, can be $2,500 a month. I know my house years ago would be like about 25 to 3 grand a month, and that's nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It should never be that much. What's happened is a lot of corporate entities have bought a lot of the houses and made them skyrocket, and because they're all competing against each other and they're buddy with the system, they're working the system, so they jack up the price, and that's what we got to deal with. Got to deal with that BS price increase that is overinflated because they're buying up houses and not enough people are able to live, and then they wonder why there are so many people buying brand new houses to live. Do you like music? That is a good question from you. Seeing that you don't know, but I used to be a DJ, so I have to like a lot of music. I had to listen to a lot, because again, you try to pick up music that here. I also used to KJ. I used to do weddings. I used to do private parties. I used to go to bars and DJ. Well, when you go to bars at KJ, you also DJ. Yes, exactly. I used to be DJ DREADPOOL. That was me. In New York City, that's a clearance price. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've been into hard rock, heavy metal, heavier metal, techno, not really a country person, but I don't mind country because I also grew up with country. So I used to listen to Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers. Yeah, so again, I've been there, done that. All right, so Tex, you have a good night. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. You take care, and we'll see you again. Thanks again for subbing. What do I think about $30 a month for Game Pass? You know, it's a great deal if you're into all the stuff that they've included to reason the increase. However, if you're not into all that, it doesn't really give you much. And I think it's disingenuous when they say, hey, if you join Game Pass, you get all the Xbox games for free. But now we have a lower tier where those games don't come day and date like they did before when we first did all the tiers. You know, when it was only one tier. So, yeah, I think it was good. It's still decent. Yeah, I just... it's one of those things that I'm not thrilled with it. How's that? I think $5 would have been a better deal than $10. But again, that's if you're utilizing the games that they brought into the service from the other services, then it makes sense that it's a good deal. It's still a decent value. But as Game Pass has always been before with Xbox games and other games in the service, if you've already owned the games before they made it into Game Pass, if you've already played them before they made it into Game Pass, then again the deal isn't good for you. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a case-by-case basis. If you're getting your money's worth out of the $30 and you feel like you're getting it, fine. I'm not going to criticize you. And I think that's where people get lost in it. Think about this though, right? Think about this. It's all money driven. They've always been money driven, Microsoft. That's why they're like the number one, number two biggest company in the world. So when you have that happen, this is what's going to happen. Someone in the corporate entity up there above Phil Spencer is all about the numbers, and their numbers have dollar signs attached. And if they spend so much money, they want to see that much more. That's your shareholders, that's your stock, all of them are telling what's going on. We want this, we want that. And you have to abide by it. They make the rules. Phil's in control, but guess what? He has a boss, and those above him will tell him what to do. So whether or not Phil likes it, it's happening. It's one of those things. Now, Disney made more money by raising the prices and still had a huge mass exodus. And they still made more money than they did making less money with more people. Right? So $20 versus $30. That means as long as you have 2 people in the service, you can afford, or you being Xbox can afford to lose 1 subscriber to Game Pass, and that will still equal out as if you had the 3 previously. So they would have to lose 1/3 of their subscription base to stay equal as they were before this happened. Do I like horror movies? Of course I do. Evil Dead is one of my favorite horror movie series. Halloween, Nightmare Before Christmas, that is a horror movie. Nightmare on Elm Street. There's a lot of them. Obviously, I like the cartoony ones, the claymation, like Corpse Bride and stuff like that. Paranorman. What's the other one? Yours is Ghost-Faced? Nice. Yeah, I like Scream. Scream series is good too. That and what's the other one? I just watched the movie that came out this summer. What was it called? Final Destination. God, why did it take me so long to think of that? Final Destination was good too. I don't like found footage. Here, let me clean that for you. I don't like found footage. I'm not a fan of... I like Blair Witch for the premise. I just can't really watch it. It's one of those movies that irk me because of the way that they set it up. Paranormal Activity is another one that I can't stand, and I don't know how people can say that that's a scary movie. I don't see how they can be deathly afraid of this movie and say that it's so scary, and it's like, no, it's just CCTV footage. Oh yeah, what's going on? Did I watch? Yes. Wreck was pretty good. I like Final Destination. I thought the ending could have been better. Yes, it could have been. So anyway, I gotta run. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you all for stopping in. I appreciate your time. You guys have a good day.